Tina. Thank you so much for watching. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite makeup brushes, and makeup brushes are super important in your routine, you know, whether you're a makeup artist or you're trying to like actually do it professionally like freelance, or you just want to, you know, invest in some good brushes for yourself to make your life easier every day. You know, it's just very important, and I didn't used to think that they are. When I first started wearing makeup, I was like, oh, you know, brushes, whatever, you know, who cares? And those little like sponge applicators that come with like eyeshadows usually just suck, and I didn't used to think that way. You know, I used to use like my fingers for my foundation, just like stuff like that. But then once I started trying out different brushes and investing in different ones, I understood how important it is. And once you find the right ones for your face, like, because everyone's face is different, obviously it's a different size, everyone's got different skin, different preferences. Obviously it also depends on the quality of the brushes, like how much they are, how well they're made and stuff like that. So it all depends, but once you find the right brushes for yourself and get that routine like under your belt, it makes your life so much easier, trust me. So a lot of people always ask me in my comments, you know, like what kind of brushes are your favorite brushes? What like brush brands do you recommend? So today I just figured I would go over my essential brushes that I use every single day. And if you've seen my makeup collection video, I have a lot of brushes that I have in my brush holders, and a lot of them are just backups that I had in different sets. You know, like I would have like maybe like 6 or 7 powder brushes, but I have like my absolute favorite that I use every single day. But I mean, if I can't find it or if it's dirty, I will use one of the other ones. Or like same thing with eyeshadows. Like if I, you know, need a different color and the ones that I have in my everyday makeup case are dirty and I need to use a different color, I will pick up one of the clean ones, even though it's not my favorite, but you know what I mean. That's why I have the backups over there. But the ones that I have in my makeup bag, if you've seen my what's in my makeup bag video, these are my essentials, and I absolutely have to have these every single day. I don't use all of them. Like for eyeshadows, for example, the face ones I use all the time, but the eyeshadows not so much. But I mean, with these brushes, I would be able to do any kind of look. If I had to do just like an everyday, you know, daytime simple look, I could do that. I could do like an all-out smoky eye, very like, you know, sophisticated, like do the contouring of my face, do the eyeshadow all perfect. I could do it for like the nighttime out. I could do anything with these brushes. So you could just give me these brushes and I'll be set. And then I divided them into face brushes and eye brushes, and out of all those, I decided to go ahead and pick like a couple of brushes that I would absolutely love to have, and like that I cannot do my routine without. Like if I just had to do my makeup, like for example, if I like lost my makeup bag, you know, and they told me here's makeup but you don't have any brushes, which ones would I pick to do my face, you know, if I just had to have them? So I picked these 4. This is my Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki brush, and this is good for both foundation and powder. I use it for powder. I like to do my foundation with my fingers if you've seen a lot of my tutorials, but it's very dense. It's a lot denser than a lot of other brushes. It's not flimsy, but it's still soft and perfect. I've had this for like maybe 2 years now or something, and I've never had any fallouts. I've never had any problems with it. And I just washed all my makeup brushes, by the way, last night, and I try not to use them today just so they're clean for this video to show you guys. And as you can see, the bristles are white, but then when I use it, they're like a tan color from my powder or whatever. But yeah, I absolutely love this brush. It's my favorite. If I had to pick one brush, this one would be it. And I do have a code for Sigma, which is 10% off, and I will list that along with their link down below in the info box, so just check it out because it's an awesome deal. It's 10% off your entire order, not just one brush. It's like your brushes, makeup, anything like that. And then I picked this little tiny angled brush, which is just from Sonia Kashuk. This you can get at like a Target and stuff, and this one I picked because I could do my eyebrows with it. I could fill it in without doing like a pencil, which is like a harsh line. And I could also use it to contour like down my nose and stuff like that, you know, like little creases. It just would be perfect for that. Then I figured I would need a blending brush for my eyeshadow, because if anything, you can apply your eyeshadow with like your fingers. I could just pat it into the inner eye and in the center of my lid and the brow bone, but to actually blend it all together where it doesn't look like a mess, you would need a nice blending brush, and this one is my absolute favorite. This is from Sidonia Lace, and it's the number 217. So I love that. It's the best blending brush I've ever used. And then finally I picked a tiny little eyeliner brush, and this is by Ite, and I did a video with their cosmetics, so you can go watch that. I'll link it below if you want to see. But this would be perfect for like getting into like the little nooks and crannies. Like I usually do my gel liner with it. You can also line your inner corner. You can also line your waterline and tight line with this. It's just a tiny little brush, perfect for stuff like that. So these would be the 4 brushes that I would absolutely love to have. But I'm going to show you all the other ones that I keep in my makeup bag for every day. So for the face brushes, like I already showed you, I have the F80 from Sigma. But I also love this little kabuki brush from Ite. And I have tried a couple of other kabuki brushes before, but they're just either like too flimsy, they're not thick enough, like they're not dense enough, or they're just like too thin. They just like go all over the place. I don't know. But this one is just like the perfect one because it's very thick. It still applies the powder, but it's not like flimsy. It's still fluffy, you know. It's not just like sticks straight, but at the same time it's not flimsy. You know what I mean? Like it's the right, like it's like the perfect middle or whatever. And I like this for powder. Like if I don't want to apply a lot of powder, like if I want a good coverage, I would use this over my foundation to apply the powder. But if I just, you know, am getting like oily throughout the day and I just need a light dusting of a powder without it being like too much on my face, I would just use this and like kind of lightly go over it, and it just applies a tiny bit of product very gently, so that way, you know, you don't put on too much. Then for my blush and bronzer, I love this one right here. This is also by Sigma, and this is the large powder F30, and this came in the little bunny brush set, and the handles are red. They're all very cute. I have the whole set still with the little brush holder. It's also red. It's adorable. It's like a hot pink, or I don't know. But this is like awesome. It's just perfect. Like I said, these brushes I've had for forever. They've never shedded. Funnel has never gotten loose. Like I've never had problems with Sigma. These I love. I love, love, love Sigma, and I just use this to apply my bronzer and my blush. Like I said, if you've seen my tutorials, that's what I use it for. And then for doing my contouring, like in the nooks and crannies of my face, I like to use the Sedona Lace 480, and it just looks like a little eraser. This came in the same set that pink blending eyeshadow brush came in, and these I love. They're cute and pink, but this one is like a little tiny eraser, like I said, so it gets like right into that crease, you know, and it's perfect to fit in there, because some other ones, they're either too flimsy and the powder just doesn't apply very well, or they're like flat top kabuki, which it makes like a straight weird line, like a square line. You don't want that. You want like a little round eraser, and then you can also use it to blend it in, and I don't know, it just works perfectly for that. So I would just use it on my cheekbones, my temples, my jawline, maybe even under my lip, like the sides of my nose. And then I have 2 more brushes that I use for contouring. These are smaller though. This one is the Sedona Lace 312, and this came in the same pink set, and this I use for smaller contouring. So the other one I use for like my cheeks and temples and jawline. This one I would use on the sides of my nose and like under my lip and stuff like that, just little places like that, and you know, blend out the powder, the concealer, or whatever, the, you know, like the contouring. And then I also have this one, which is the Sedona Lace 872, and this one is from the same set, but this one is more flat top. As you can tell, this one is a little eraser, just like that big one was, like this. So this is a tiny version of that, but then this one I like to use it for applying like the dark concealer as a contour. If you've seen my tutorials, I would apply just like this, and then I would use my powder brush when I apply the powder to blend it away. If you use concealers to like do that contour and highlight kind of thing, like Kim Kardashian kind of look, you know, that everyone loves to do. Another brush I like to use for contouring is the Sedona Lace Eye Brush 23, and yes, this is an eye brush, but I use it for contouring my nose. If you've seen my tutorials, like this brush right here, I use to blend that contour out. So put a little bit of dark powder on this because it's so thin and precise. It's good for eyebrows too, but I find it's a little bit too thin for that. So I like to use it to do like a tiny little line like on the sides of my nose to contour, and then just use this round brush to blend it out. Then I also have this fan brush, and this is the Sedona Lace Face Brush 01, and this came in a different set, and you might be wondering, why would I even need that? This seems like a little like extra brush that you would not really need, but actually it has come in handy so many times. For my concealer, I like to use the Sedona Lace Eye Brush 11, and yes, this is another eye brush, but I love it because it's got synthetic bristles, so it's perfect for concealer, because if it were real bristles, they might like get too clogged, because concealer is already like a cream consistency, so you have to wash this brush a lot more frequently because it will get gross. But I just like it to apply my concealer with, because a lot of other concealer brushes, they either get too flimsy and they just flop all over the place, or they're like too thick, you know, where like it won't even move. But this one, it's like very bendy and it's perfect. And also I like it because this side gets like the wide area like that, and then if I flip it over, it's thin enough here where I can apply concealer in the bridge of my nose like I do in my tutorials to like highlight that area, and it's perfect for that. And it's got the little rounded corners, so it just kind of glides like that, because I've had concealer brushes that were like square. It's like, what are you going to do with that? Like, it just doesn't glide, it just doesn't go. Because whenever I would do like a dark smoky eye, I would get fallout like on my cheek, and if you try to wipe it away, if you've ever done it before, you know that doesn't work. It just smears and you have a black line, then you try to erase it, and it erases like with the wipe. If you try to take it off, it takes off your foundation and powder, and then you have to redo it, and it's just annoying. This thing is so lightweight, it's feathery, that it just takes all that fallout off without touching your makeup. It's perfect. So you can also use it to like set your face with a little bit of powder. Like if you just want to set your concealer under your eyes, you take a light dusting of powder and then go like that, and it's just perfect for that. So yeah, essentially you could do a T-zone if you're getting oily, just stuff like that. It's very lightweight and feathery, and I love it for stuff, for like situations like that where you absolutely need something real quick, like a little fix. This is perfect for that. Now moving on to eye brushes. So like I said, I already showed you these three. This one is perfect for blending into your crease, like two colors. I used it today and it just blends everything perfectly. Then like I said, this one is good for my eyebrows, and it's thick enough where like it applies the color. It's not too thin, it's not going to take forever, but it's not that thick where like I can't do the very edge perfectly. So I like to apply my pencil brow liner with this. And then this is the little Ete brush that I like to use for gel liner on my wing and my waterline. Then for the rest of my eye makeup brushes that I love, I have the Sedona Lace Eyebrow 09, and this is perfect for my highlight because it's very fluffy and it's just perfect to get like underneath your eyebrow and into the inner corner, and like it's very light and feathered, so it won't put the highlight on like too much, it won't pack it on. It's just going to be a light dusting of it, but it's big enough where it'll cover that huge area, and you know, you don't need to like keep going in to put more. Then for my eyelid, I have the Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush, and this also came in that cute little bunny set, and it just looks like this, and I just use this to apply color, like just to pack it on, you know, on the lid. Then if you want to get into the crease and be very precise, this is a very small and nice brush, and this one is from e.l.f. It's just a crease brush from them, and yes, this was just $1, but it works super well for my crease in particular, because you know, everyone's eyes are a different size, like, or I mean not the eyeballs, but like your eye crease and stuff like that. So for me, it just works perfectly. So it gets into that crease and places the color precisely, so it's not like too thick of a line. And then I go in with the Sedona Lace Eye Brush 15 and kind of blend that crease out, and I can use also some, you know, skin color to help me blend that crease away. Then lastly, I just have some more like blending brushes to help me out, and I've just picked my favorite ones out of all the ones that I have, because trust me, I have a lot more over there, but these are just the ones, but a lot of them are for blending, so they're kind of repetitive, but I still like them. So this is the BH Cosmetics. I don't know what it is because it doesn't have a number, but it's just a fluffy little crease brush that you can use to blend out the color. But like I said, my very favorite one is this one still, to blend out the color, but I mean, this still helps if you don't want to like mix your colors together. Then I also have this by Julep, and I will link down below as well, and this is also good for the crease, and as you can tell, it's a little bit more precise, it's not as fluffy. And then I have this one here, which is Sedona Lace Eye Brush 13, which is also fluffy like that, and it's a little bit thicker than the middle one, so they would go in this order. And then I have the Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush, which is a lot more fluffier, so it's maybe not as fluffy as this BH one, so it would probably go like that if you go from like the fluffiest to the least fluffy. And then I also have this smaller fluffy one, which is good for like a smaller deposit of color or a smaller crease, and this is, I think this is by Ete because it doesn't have any name, but I think it was by Ete. And then finally, I have another alternative to my little brush that I had showed you for my gel liner, which is the Yutei brush, which is my favorite one, but it's a little bit more expensive. Just their stuff is more expensive. So another good alternative is the BH Cosmetics one. It's also very small, but it's a little bit bigger, it's a little thicker, but you know, it's a very cheap alternative. It's only like $2-3 or something like that, and I will link BH down below in the info box for you. And then lastly, I have two more brushes. This video is getting super long, I know, but I have the Sedona Lace Eye Brush 21, and it's just a tiny little thing like this, and this is good for the inner corner if you want to deposit just a tiny bit of color, or I like to place, like if I have glitter or something like that, I like to place it in the inner corner. You can do that if you have like long nails, you can't just pat it in or whatever. It's good for that purpose. And then the last one I have is the Sedona Lace Eye Brush 17, and I don't like the actual brush, but I do like the spoolie on the end of this because it just looks better than like a regular spoolie, like those black cheap ones that you get like from the department stores that are like supposed to be for mascara use, but you know, it's whatever. I mean, you can use those still, but this, I just like it because it's an actual brush, and then it's also bent, so I like this to brush out the color in my eyebrows and just smooth them out. So yeah, so that was it for my video, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go because this video is getting super long, but please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and also check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I will leave all my links down below in the info box, and I'll see you next time. Bye. This was in my work bag, and I have another one that I have in my makeup bag that I'm almost done with, so you'll be seeing that very soon. But these last me like approximately maybe like 6 months or something, like a long time. Definitely worth it.